Quick mic test. And we're live, I think. Yes, we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. We've had over 1,000 subscribers in the last 20 days. So that's pretty good. We appreciate you. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for looking at the videos. Big shout out to those who watched the episodes 1 and 2 of This Is It, behind the scenes of Team Fury. The video with Huey Fury, really was surprised. Huey Fury, 150, close to 150,000 views. So that was really interesting to see. That video got a lot of views. Not specific the views, but it's nice to know that somebody like Huey Fury, who's not a big personality within boxing, is coming out of his shell now. It's great to see that there are a lot of people that are interested in seeing what he's going to do now that obviously Tyson's not in that camp anymore. So that's fantastic to see, and it's encouraging. We had Joshua versus Parker over the weekend. I won't be spending much time talking about that today. I'll probably use that time and probably have a special on that afterwards so I can get other people involved on the show. But thank you so much to our new subscribers. Thank you so much to our old subscribers. Big shout out to Cameron Gillen, who has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes doing his stuff. So shout out to him and big up to him and what he does and what he's continuing to do. Right. Okay. So, yes, some other things, little announcements to make. Follow us on Twitter at Bayloric TV, and that will be BWTM Sports Channel. Follow us on Snapchat, Bayloric TV, and follow us on our Facebook page. Our group page is BWTM Sports Group. In there, you can post your videos, post your comments on your thoughts on various interviews. And there's not just myself that's posted in there. There's other people in the room from other, such as Bo from Truth and Facts Boxing, Three Kings Boxing posted in there a few times. And there's other people that post in there as well. So check it out. There's lots of good boxing content in there. There's no trolls in there. So you can check that out. Really good content in there on a daily basis. So check it out. Not just videos. They're good, really good journalistic work done in there as well by others. So check it out. And it's always up-to-date news. So check that stuff out. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. So the news has come out. If you remember when I spoke to you all before about when I heard about the test about Canelo, I mentioned that it was being of no surprise that this fight would get cancelled. And somebody then said to me, I think during a live show, where's your verification? The fight's now cancelled. Golovkin versus Canelo is off. Okay, so we know that it's off now. But it's not. Okay, so he whatever it is, he's got caught with clenbuterol in his system, clenbuterol in his system, the Mexican cows, you know, he was cheating, whatever the story is. Canelo's out of the picture, so there's no Gennady Golovkin Canelo fight. Now I believe that Golovkin's talking about his defending his titles on Cinco de Mayo, which is, I think it's May the 4th or 5th, something like that. It's Independence Day in Mexico. I guess he would pick Spike O'Sullivan to fight, where Spike's not going to move anywhere. He'll stand right in front of Golovkin, and Golovkin will be back to his knockout best, because Spike's going to stand right in front of him and have a tear up. And that's the worst thing you can do against Golovkin. I love Spike. He's a good man, good family man. Met a number of occasions, but he's going to stand right in front of Golovkin, and it'll be a tear up. It will be exciting, and it'll be, I guess, he'll probably get his highest pay in this. And if I can get a chance to talk to Spike O'Sullivan, I definitely will talk to Spike. But when you talk about an undisputed champion, a more or less undisputed champion in Golovkin, I'm very disappointed. The guy's, what, 35, 36? He's fighting Spike O'Sullivan. No disrespect to Spike, but you don't go from fighting Canelo in a return of a super fight to fighting Spike O'Sullivan, a guy that Billy Joe Saunders has beat, a guy that Chris Eubank Jr. has beat, but you're going to go and fight Spike O'Sullivan. I beat Spike O'Sullivan, has had a comeback, and he's been fighting well in America, a beat at lower level. What the hell are you doing fighting Spike O'Sullivan? What does it prove? You knocked Spike O'Sullivan out. Absolutely FA. And I think people should be jumping on Golovkin's back. The fight that should be made, even if Golovkin didn't fight in May, the fight that truly should be made is Golovkin versus Saunders. That's the fight that should be made now. Undisputed middleweight champion of the world. This guy and his camp, particularly his camp, Abel Sanchez, has talked a lot about becoming undisputed champion. They always talked about, well, in the summer we'll fight, we'll fight Saunders after the Canelo fight. No, we fight Saunders now. Get the Saunders fight on. Forget this Cinco de Mayo fight. You're not Mexican. Forget this fight and get a fight with Saunders. I've been saying it before, and I'll be saying it again. What do you prove by knocking out Spike O'Sullivan? What do you prove? You spent all this time in camp training for Canelo, and then you're going to fight Spike O'Sullivan? That is not my... Could you imagine Marvin Hagler doing crap like that? Or, you want to fight the next best possible challenger. So if you can't fight Canelo, well, then fight Saunders. What is Saunders doing at the moment? The fight against Murray got cancelled for whatever reason. He injured. Fight Saunders. You've beaten up Murray already. Saunders has beaten Spike O'Sullivan. Fight Saunders. Become undisputed middleweight champion of the world. You're 35, 36 years old. There's only a limited window of time you've got to fight Golovkin. And Golovkin fans should really be getting on Golovkin's back. We're all talking about Joshua fighting, for the undisputed middleweight, heavyweight championship of the world against Deontay Wilder, and people are getting on Joshua's back, people are getting Wilder's back, but nobody seems to get on Golovkin's back. Why are you not getting Golovkin's back? He is supposedly the undisputed or the best man in the middleweight division. Yeah, he's going to fight second tier opposition when he could be fighting for the middleweight championship of the world and having an undisputed middleweight. Isn't that the deal? Isn't that the goal? Isn't that what Sanchez has been talking about? Or isn't that what Golovkin wants? Get it right. Get the deal done. Forget this fight in May. Get the fight done in the summer and make it done. Saunders, Golovkin, undisputed middleweight championship world, all the belts online. Make it done. Okay? And then do that. And then if you really want to be considered a great fighter, move up to super middleweight and fight the winner of the Super 6 or Super 8. That's what you do, Golovkin. 2 fights. Saunders and the champion of the super middleweight division of the Super 6 tournament. Fight that person. Okay? Those are 2 fights. So you're looking at Groves or Callum Smith. If you fight Groves, you've already sparred Groves before. If you fight Callum Smith, then hey, you should be able to track Callum Smith down, close him down, and finish him off. If you're this puncher that you are, fight Callum Smith. I mean, it's not like if Golovkin's got I wouldn't say he's got superstardom following, but these are 2 fights that make logical sense. Fight Saunders, pick up the WBO belt, but of course, it's not as simple as that, because anyone who's watched Golovkin in the recent fights, people say he's slowing down. People say he's not as good as he was before. No, he's fought 3 skilled fighters: Brook, Jacobs, and Canelo. And what did all 3 guys do? They all gave him movement. It seems to me that fighters that are relying on their punching power a lot seem to have a problem when they meet movers. Canelo had the same problem when he fought Lara. Movers, people who can move and not stand right in front of you and come at angles and not just pull straight back from punches, but do your shots and slip to the sides. Those seem to be problems for Golovkin and Canelo. So why do you want to fight Saunders? I can understand why you wouldn't want to fight Saunders, simply because of the movement. Does either you want to be fighting someone like Saunders all night long? Now with Saunders' stamina looks to have improved, Really? Do you want that? Not really. So I don't think Golovkin and his camp are being completely honest with us, to be honest. Give the fans what they really want to see. They don't really want to see you fight Spike or Sullivan. Yes, it'll be a fan-friendly fight. Yes, it might be interesting it might be a big drama show for 3-4 rounds. But once, punches start connecting from Golovkin, it's another matter altogether. And when them heavy hands start landing, I don't feel Spike may be brave and he'll be strong, but he's limited. And unless he knocks Golovkin out by some spectacular left hook, I could see Golovkin walking straight through him and taking him out of there. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the Golovkin-Canelo situation. Let me hear what you've got to say in the room. Any chance of getting Spike in the channel? Of course, there's always a chance. What about Murray? Says, what about Murray? We degree says true shit Ingram. Yeah, people need to get on Golovkin's back and Abel Sanchez back because the two of them be talking absolute crap, and it's not enough. It's not enough to fight Spike or Sullivan. Not enough. It was all right to fight Spike or Sullivan before you fought Canelo. It was right to fight Spike or Sullivan before you fought Danny Jacobs. It's not all right now. It's not acceptable now. You've got all them belts. It's not acceptable. If people are giving Keith Thurman a hard time for not fighting Porter and Garcia, at least he's fought Garcia and Porter, and both guys are young fighters. Do you know what I mean? Young fighters. Garcia, I believe, was unbeaten, even though I know he lost a few fights. Off the record, he lost a few fights. Garcia was still considered unbeaten. Sean Porter was no mug in a boxing ring. So it would be nice to see Golovkin fight some real live opponents now. Hands up, don't shoot. Make it in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan. There was talk about Billy Joe Saunders fighting Golovkin in Kazakhstan. There was some talk about that. But really, in Kazakhstan, is that really going to make the money? It'll be great. If Golovkin wants to fight in Kazakhstan, the Spike O'Sullivan fight is the fight to have in Kazakhstan. Really? That's the fight to make in Kazakhstan. He's not Mexican. I know he reaches out to Mexican fans. Well, why fight him? Well, if you really want to fight a Mexican, we'll move up to super middleweight. There's a Mexican there by the name Gilberto Ramirez. Fight him. WBO champion, super middleweight. Why don't you take that fight on? That's a fight you can have in September. Talk about moving up in weight. He'll move down to fight Mayweather. And you'll move up to fight Carl Froch. Remember those days? Remember all that talk? Yeah, wait till I get Abel Sanchez again. And no, I don't want to see Danny Jacobs too. I don't want to see Danny Jacobs too. I don't. I really don't want to see him fight Danny Jacobs. Because, well, he beats Danny Jacobs. What does he prove? Doesn't prove anything. But if he beats Saunders, he becomes the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Nobody can talk about it. He's beaten Saunders, who is unbeaten, who's beaten every other challenger put in front of him. And he just beat up Lemieux in a manner which was so impressive. Why not fight Saunders? You become WBO champion. Isn't that mission complete? Middleweight, undisputed middleweight champion of the world? Isn't that what champions are about? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Well said, Ingram. Billy Joe Saunders is the hardest fight out there for Golovkin. Doubt his team will let that happen. Be great if it was, though. Prolific genius. Great senior and prolific genius. Of course. Nobody wants... They don't want that. They don't want that. Why do they want to fight? Why would you want to see him fight Jacobs again? I mean, why do you want to see that fight again? I mean, was it exciting the first fight? I didn't find it exciting the first fight. It was a good fight. It was a decent fight. Danny Jacobs hasn't come on a bundle since that last fight. Same old fighter. It's not like Jacobs has gone and thought, yeah, well, Danny Jacobs has gone and fought all the killers in the division. He should fight Golovkin again. No. And even if the fight went to points again, they wouldn't give Danny Jacobs a decision. No. Forget Danny Jacobs. You want to fight? Go fight Charlo. It's a different fight. Go fight Charlo. Go move up in the weight and, dare to be great. Do what Kell Brook did. Move up 2 weight divisions. All talk about, remember about the Ward fight? That never came about, did it? We know Mr. Hearn has some sort of promotional deal with Jacobs. Warren has never been able to get that GGG deal over the line. Not really. I want GG versus Billy Joe Saunders. Of course, we all want that fight. This is probably, you talk about undisputed. You got Joshua and Wilder. May happen, may not happen, but we know we're next to the final piece of the real jigsaw for that. So let's get that. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. You know, you've got a unification bout with Hurd and Lara. Another big fight there. We've got the super middleweight division sorting itself out. We've got the light heavyweight division sorting itself out. So why can't the middleweights get themselves sorted out? So those are my thoughts on that. I don't, you know, if you're gonna give out flack to people and fighters, give it out to all the fighters that are not making unification bouts. And I don't want to hear no more about, oh, they haven't got the money. I don't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear that from Golovkin's team. All right? I don't want to hear it. Why are you fighting Spike O'Sullivan? But I only want BJ Saunders now. Would have never gave Billy Joe Saunders a chance before Shane against Lemieux. Well, that's why I disagree with you. I've always thought Billy Joe Saunders would give Golovkin problems. And I always said that a guy to beat Golovkin, you have to be on the move. And 3 guys that I fought Golovkin that have given him the most problems, I add Brook to that equation. In fact, Brook was the guy that set the blueprints up of how to beat Golovkin. And then everyone else is just trying to follow that afterwards. Don't stand in front of Golovkin, give him movement. And you've seen, since the Brook fight, he's gotten worse. He's not as defensively cute as he used to be. He's getting hit with a ton of punches. You know, so Golovkin is a big puncher if you stand right in front of him and you move in straight lines. So he'll look great against Spike O'Sullivan. I can understand it. Canelo sounds innocent. Yeah, well, I said, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, you never know in this world what is true and what's not true. If it's a case of Canelo upsetting someone and said, right, you know what? You want to test me? You want to see how much I can mess up your boxing career or Golden Boy's boxing managed promotional deal? Simple. I'll just go and say he's, you know, I'll mess up your boxing career for you. I'll say something that's not true. It can happen. It can happen. So that's why when the story first came out, I wasn't too quick to jump on and say, yeah, he's done it, or no, he hasn't. I wanted to hear and find out what happened. But yeah, I just, to be honest, like I said, I can't support Golovkin and this garbage with Spike O'Sullivan. Yes, Spike O'Sullivan's a dear friend, and of course, I'd love to see him get paid. But because remember, Canelo was going to fight O'Sullivan in September. Remember, you don't pull out of a fight if you're innocent. You stay and fight. Well, what exactly was what exactly happened on a Friday? Did anyone find out what happened? I didn't read what happened on a Friday, so I've been out of the loops. If somebody can tell me what happened on Friday, but it'll be interesting, very interesting. I don't know what happened on Friday, so I'm out of the loop with that. So you'll have to forgive me about that. So I don't think I'm going to say much more about this. Of course, Spike O'Sullivan gets the fight. Great. A bit off topic. Do you think David Price should retire? I'll have to talk about David Price after this video, which I will talk about. I promise I'll talk about Price, and I'll talk about Pacquiao as well. Right. So let me just end this video. I think Billy Joe Saunders beats him. Quite possibly. He's got the tools to beat him. The only reason why I thought Billy Joe Saunders wouldn't beat Golovkin is in the second half of the fight where Billy Joe Saunders was tired. But after seeing what he did against Lemieux, I have got no concerns whatsoever. Pull out the fight because they've upped the testing, and I can't take my drugs now. Okay. Laura's in my pound for pound list now. Okay, well, you know, the Cubans have not had a really good. They have not had a good run in the big fights recently. You know, it must have been Rigondeaux curse. Rigondeaux, what's his name? Ortiz, and the other guy got Ortiz got flattened, and the other guy got flattened as well. He got beaten in a very disgusting fight. It was just so boring. And yeah, so the Cubans are not doing very well at the moment. So Lara's going to have to really fly all them Cuban flags. He's going to have to carry it on his back. So good luck to Lara. Spike is signed up with Golden Boy now. Wow, I'm gonna have to talk to Spike about that. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm glad it's off actually. Is Ricky still alive? LOL seems to have disappeared. He might be a situation with do you remember Floyd Patterson? When Floyd Patterson fought, he was Sonny, I think he fought Sonny Liston. And afterwards, he left the arena. He was so embarrassed at his performance, he left the arena in a disguise. So Ricky might wear his disguise. Lara in my power for battle list versus Ryan Canelo alone. Him and Jay Quigley both in Cooks. Okay, well, that's great for Golden Boy. Yeah. So I think unless there's anything else anyone wants to talk about Canelo versus GGG on this topic, then I'll cut this here and come back and talk about David Price and Manny Pacquiao. And I may even do a little bit about AJ. I wonder if GGG could take Julian Jackson's power. Well, he might take one or two punches, but I don't know if it'd take all that power. I don't know. It'd be great to see that, wouldn't it? I knew that the 164.5 weight versus Chavez was, oh my God, no. Listen, if I didn't want to see the Spike O'Sullivan fight, I certainly don't want to see the Chavez fight against Golovkin, because you know how that fight will go. I'll tell you exactly how that fight will go. Chavez will come into the fight lazy. Golovkin will slip, get inside, work the body, work the head, work the body, work the head. At some point, between 6 and 10 rounds, he'll stop Junior. So yeah, I think he'll stop Junior, because Junior again has got really not much footwork, and his stamina ain't great. So I can see Golovkin put a pasting on him. Yeah. So I definitely don't. If I don't want to see Spike O'Sullivan, I certainly don't want to see Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The guy's a disgrace. Eubank is a possibility. That for me, that would be a possibility. He's always in the gym. Eubank Jr. Well, he'll come forward, but he's got no defense. And he's flat-footed for most of the time. He'll take a pasting. But it'd be exciting. It'd be exciting. But you know Eubank ain't going to run nowhere, and Golovkin ain't going to run nowhere, so it'd be exciting. But he ain't good enough. And that's it. Right, that's the end of this show here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, as always. Leave your comments. And please retweet the video, share it with your friends, share it in Facebook groups, and become a part of Facebook or on Facebook Sports BWTM Sports Group. Check it out, and when you get into the group and you accept to become a member, we'll accept you and we'll give you a shout out on the page. Nadam or Murat? Don't know. I'd like to be just on versus GGG, but I want both guys to be in shape and ready, not rushed, because Canelo's out. Agreed. Can you imagine Eubank Jr. getting the nod over Billy Joe Saunders? Yes, I could. I could see it. That would be disgraceful. Of course, it'd be disgraceful. But, you know, it'd make for a great press conference. Right, I'm out. I'll be back. I'll talk David Price. And I'll talk Pacquiao. See you soon. Oh, yeah, don't forget to add us on Snapchat, BWTM TV. Take care.